Wande from Soundmoney Coach, which is a brilliant educator, a brilliant crypto enthusiast as well. I will call it enthusiast because crypto, you have to be passionate about it to actually stay in it, you know. That's one of these fields that sure like requires this type of passion. It's not just a job or something you want to make money of, but it's really some type of passion that is there. So I really do welcome each and every one of you guys to tonight's webinar. Like I said before, let's get a bit comfortable. If you haven't, get some water or some coffee or something, so that we can, of course, be comfortable. This session will be recorded, but do not be shy to ask any questions. Like in the chat box, we will constantly be monitoring this, right? We will constantly be monitoring this. Those that can't hear, please just turn your volume up or choose the correct speakers. I think we should be good. So if you guys do have any questions, you can pop it in the chat box. We will also try to have a Q&A um, in the middle and also at the end as well. So we will just try to get all the questions from you guys as well. So let's start. Like, we do not want to bore you guys. For me personally, I really want to get to the part where Mr. Sound Money is sure, like I would say teaching us, I would say exposing us to these things, because the one thing, especially in South Africa, is that we have to value is the access of certain things, you know. And the one key thing that I would like you guys to take away is that you guys are now getting specific access to specific things that is not available freely, you know. So I'm sure, like, as you know, Hawande had a like a paid master class as well, but this is your opportunity to actually participate in this free webinar, whereby you can ask questions from a dedicated professional. So just yes, this is a Ouinex webinar, which is a crypto exchange, and we will dive into this later. Ouinex was formed about 2 years ago. A lot of money went into the development of the crypto exchange, and also there's a lot more coming up, right? The beautiful thing is it's not just a crypto exchange such as Binance or Vale or Luno, or specifically Bybit as well. The nice thing is you can trade specifically crypto on here, which is of course the reason why we're here, but also you can trade derivatives, right? So you can trade, I'm sure, like crypto derivatives, stock derivatives, forex derivatives, and also commodities, so gold and silver and things like this, right? So the beautiful thing is you can find all of it in one place. So I'm sure the guys who have signed up have also looked around the platform and everything like this. The bad news I have for you guys is that this is not a run through webinar, right? So we won't be doing that in this webinar. But what I will encourage you to do is please sign up to Ouinex. You will get an email whenever we have like these weekly webinars, run through webinars, and then please take part in it, specifically that run through webinar. If you do want to have a session, you're welcome to contact us, DM us on our socials. We'll be happy to have a quick Zoom or even send you a video. We have quite a bit on specifically on YouTube as well. Right? The beautiful thing is, especially when we launched our specifically the social fire campaign, which is very nice for someone that is just getting into crypto, right? The beautiful part is that we took a poll. Most of you guys are beginners. Actually, all of you guys, when I checked earlier, is beginners, right? So this is also a nice way to start. Why? You can literally do tasks and collect free crypto, right? How does this work? Is when you are registered, right? You will click on social file link. There's a big social file link on the dashboard, right? You will be faced with tasks like such as connect your Discord account, connect your Facebook account here, like this post, share this post. There's hundreds, right? There's hundreds of tasks. You'll be earning next points on your dashboard, right? So every time you complete the task, you'll be earning 500 points, 200 points, 400 points, XYZ. And once the campaign ends, right? So the campaign should end in about 2 or 3 weeks. You will simply convert this next points to USDT or to USDC. The nice thing is that some tasks are, how can I say, like educational as well, for you to try out the platform, click on buy on your demo, click on sell on your demo, things like this. So you can also get used to the platform by doing these tasks, and you can get paid for that actually, right? So there's no startup. There's no startup. You can claim real crypto, which you can convert into USDT or USDC, and from there you can withdraw it to your bank account. You can also trade with it. And the nice thing is there's no earning limits for the guys here that has a bit of a network, that has a bit of friends. You will get a link as well that if you share it with your friends, of course, you will also earn some next points on that as well. And the other nice part is you will be able to see yourself on the leaderboard. Okay, cool. I have 10,000 points. I'm actually number 2 there. I'm actually number 5, you know. So that's something actually also beautiful to see. And this is an example of the task that we that will be on the dashboard. So you will simply see this task to like this tweet on Twitter. You join the task. It will actually redirect you to Twitter. Sure, like on your browser, of course. You click on like, you come back here, and then you're earning your 100 next points. So which is nice, and it's all about these type of tasks. You know, it's all solving puzzles, solving this. Like personally, I have a group. We There's about 1,000 people in there. They're all completing this task, and they're all helping each other with the tasks. You know, for some. Sure, like some of the puzzles and things they can't figure out. So that's also beautiful. And like I said, your link, you simply copy it. You can send it to your friends, but that's if you want to, you know. Um the main value takeaway for you is that you learn about crypto. You actually do these talks. You actually get to know Winex, the platform, and things like that. So you can actually get paid a bit for your specific influence. Like I said, there's a lot of things about. You can read our full story on here. I do not want to take up too much time just on this introduction. I told my one day I'm only gonna be 10 minutes. It's fine, and now my 10 minutes are gone, right? So um the important thing that I do want to highlight is that Winex is regulated, right? We have an SVG regulation for the guys from South Africa. We have an FSCA regulation, which you know how important that is. The nice thing is also we are virtual asset service provider, which is for crypto. For specifically South Africa, also we a crypto asset provider as well. We have a virtual asset provider in Australia as well, right? So which really protects you. Also, we have some El Salvador license that we specifically and authorize Bitcoin service provider that side as well, right? So different countries have different names for these things, but it is literally um, that we can provide you crypto assets, and also for South Africa, we can provide you specifically derivative services as well, where you can trade your forex, your gold, your stocks and indices as well, right? So the safety part, you are covered. Um, your money is safe as well. And the beautiful part, you can actually explore the platform as much as you want to. If you do have any questions, we do have the support as well on here. Feel free to also reach out to us on our socials, or even just contact me one day, then it should be good. And of course, you will see this top dog that is trying to answer you on that side, right? Um, for this, I will not have like a Q&A specifically. If you do have any questions, pop it in the chat box while my one day is busy. I will, sorry, I will um, I will also attend to them, right? The other party, sorry about this, I just want to do a quick run through is that we do have um, a staking feature on our platform as well, and I'm sure one day we'll dive a bit into this view. But in simple terms, is that if you're not using your crypto, this will act as a crypto savings account that will give you a specific return on your money, depending on how long you have your crypto invested, so to say, right? So you will simply see it also on the dashboard. There's various ones you can choose from. We can. I'm happy to have a separate session just based on this with you guys if you need as well. But I'm sure also we can dive into that. Like I said, we will have weekly webinars where we will break down different topics of these things. So you have registered to this one. And you also have registered to Ouinex. So we will be sending you guys the webinar updates to your emails as well. But I'm sure we can form some type of community between us, right? I'm sure we can form some type of community so that we have I'm like, how can I say, like the instant communication between all of us. Then I think that one should be brilliant. Right? That one should be brilliant. And if you guys do need anything, feel free to check out the blog and the academy on this side with more information, videos, and everything like that on Ouinex, the features, the functions. Sometimes I'm like this now, staking, you don't understand it fully. There's always more information out there, right? But for now, the information we're about to dive in is not available on the internet. So I would really encourage everyone to sit back, relax, have a notepad out, and I will give this over to Mawande. Mawande, thank you so much for joining us as well. Thank you so much for taking your time out and doing these webinars with us. We really do appreciate your time. I'll stop sharing my screen and then Mawande will take over from you. Okay.
Thank you so much, Robin, for laying the foundation for me. Let me just confirm if you can hear me loud and clear on your end. Can someone just give me an emoji, thumbs up if you can see my presentation? Uh, Let me go to comments. It's not showing. All right, awesome. Thank you, Sbu. Thank you, Sbu. Ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome you to Ouinex Crypto Webinar for beginners, and it is absolutely free. You don't pay any cent. Just a bit of background. My name is Mawande Makalima, and I have been in crypto since 2016. And of course, my focus has always been education, helping beginners understand digital assets properly, not emotionally. And if you're here, you're new in crypto, and you think that we are here to convince you about cryptocurrency, maybe we would have done that about 6 or 7 years ago, not today. We here tonight, we are not about hype. That's number one. We are not here to predict price. We are not here for signals. We are here for structure and positioning. And that is basically what crypto is about, more especially behind the scenes when it comes to institutional investors. So what are we basically going to be talking about then? We let me we're going to talk about what money is. You can't get involved in crypto without understanding what money is and why digital assets at this day and age. We're going to talk about blockchain and Bitcoin explained, and then types of crypto and real world use cases. We might stop there. Remember, these sessions are ongoing. This is not the first, and this is not the last one. We'll talk about, I'm glad that Robin did touch a bit on exchanges. Maybe next week we might touch in details when it comes to exchanges and wallets and how to buy safely, because that's very important. Risk management for beginners, Ouinex platform, Q&A, and then we are done. I think we're going to cover only about 3 topics here because we are not rushing. Like I said, it's about education, positioning yourself, not about hype. Just a couple of disclaimers because it's very important. This waiver is for information and educational purposes only, and it should not be construed as financial advice or investment advice or invitation to trade. Every view that are expressed are general market opinions and may change without notice. Trading in financial instrument involves significant risk and may result in financial loss. Past performance is not indicative of future results. And of course, we're in compliance in terms of Protection of Personal Information Act, POPIA. Your information will not be sold unlawfully to other intermediaries. Okay, now let's understand what money is. You cannot get into crypto without understanding what money is and why digital assets are becoming a big deal in the 21st century economy. Money has 3 functions. 1, store of value. 2, medium of exchange for goods and services. And 3, unit of account, which means you use it to account for value that you extract from the ecosystem. So what we call money nowadays, ladies and gentlemen, what is in your bank account or what the bank notes that are in your pocket, it's no longer real money. It's called fiat currency. It's called fiat currency because around about 50 or 60 years ago, if you had 100 rand in your pocket, you could go to any bank and exchange it to gold. And those of you know gold. Gold is a real money because we found it here and we leave it here. And you cannot print it and you cannot really manipulate it. So you must understand that store of value, number one. Unfortunately, the current modern of financial system, it is no longer holding value as it used to be before 1971 when we had what we call gold standard. Those of you that are older, you might remember that at some point the South African rand was stronger than the British pound, it was stronger than the US dollar. It is back then when we were still in the gold standard, right? And then medium of exchange and a unit of account. Those are the 3 functions of money. If you understand that, then you'll get some. But most currencies today are losing value because of the fact that we're no longer on the gold standard. 20,000 rand about 20 years ago, it would get you a lot of goods and services if you go to a grocery store. But it is no longer the case nowadays, but it is the same 20,000 rand. The question is why? It's because of inflation, right? Moving right along, let's talk briefly about the history of money, where money comes from, where we are, and where we are likely to go. Remember, during the agrarian age, before the industrial age, we had what we call a barter trade, where if I had goats and you had sheep and vegetable, and I'll give you goats and then you'll give me your vegetable from your garden as an example, because there was just no money. So it was an exchange type of an economy where people will exchange because there was no money involved. And then we transitioned into gold and silver, and others, they even use other precious metals. And then from there, it was realized that gold coins were becoming too heavy to carry them in your pocket. So that's when they've introduced what we now paper money. And then from paper money, we transitioned into digital money where they introduced credit card. After credit card, I think around 2009, that's when they've introduced cryptocurrency, which is a form of money that is on the blockchain or public ledger, so to say. Okay. Inflation and currency devaluation. I've already highlighted this because government prints money into existence and your savings lose value in Africa. This is not theoretical, it is live reality. Case in point, Zimbabwe next door. You remember about 11 or 9 years ago, Greece as well experienced hyperinflation. So We all know that in Africa, as an example, about 1.4 billion adults have no bank account. Crypto offers access with just a smartphone, no bank required, and there's no government involvement. So you don't need to understand the technology or the nitty-gritty and the tech behind cryptocurrency, that is blockchain. You need to understand what it can do for you as an individual. I'm sure all of us seated here, you do not even know how your money that is in the bank, what technology it's being used in the background to get into your bank account or your digital wallet, as an example. Okay, let's briefly talk about blockchain. Blockchain, think of it as a classroom note. Imagine a classroom where is every student keeps the same copy of the notebook. That's number one. Every transaction is written in every notebook simultaneously. Everyone has access to that. If there are records that need to be amended, everyone can see it and everyone needs to agree. And to change that particular record, you need to change every notebook at the notebook at the same time. That is and it is practically impossible to cheat it, so to say. That, ladies and gentlemen, is blockchain. It is decentralized, which means anyone can get involved, and no single government or person or a company can control it. Those of you who have been in crypto longer, you'll understand the bad mouthing of crypto by the institutions, the government, about more especially from 2018 going back. That's when banks and insurance companies and government caught a wake-up call to understand that they thought they could control crypto, but in order for them to control crypto or to get rid of crypto, they realized that they'll have to switch off the internet. And that is something that is unlikely to happen, more especially in this day and age. So every transaction is visible to anyone. It's immutable. Underline that. One recorded transaction cannot be changed or deleted. It is secure, protected by advanced cryptography, extremely hard to hack. Okay, let's talk about Bitcoin versus gold, right? You know, some of you that have a basic knowledge about crypto, some they even refer to Bitcoin as digital gold. You'll understand why it is the case just now. So Bitcoin BTC is the first cryptocurrency to ever be created. It was created by an anonymous developer called Satoshi Nakamoto. We don't know who that gentleman is. Others, they say it's probably the product of the CIA, rightfully so or wrongfully so. There are conspiracy theories saying that Bitcoin was hijacked around 2015, 2016, 2017. Be that as it may, as a retail investor and ordinary man on the street, you are still going to benefit in Bitcoin, most especially when it comes to beating inflation. It was the world's first cryptocurrency. Limited supply, underline that only 21 million will ever exist. Out of that 21 million, about 80% or 85% of it has already been mined. And the remaining coins, it will take another 150 years to be completed. No bank, government, or company controls it. Transaction recorded permanently on the blockchain, often called the digital gold, because it protects the purchasing power of your money. As someone that would have put 100,000 in Bitcoin in 2014, that individual in South African terms would be a billionaire today. Just put it in your wallet and keep it there without even trading. Just let it sit there. You will be a billionaire today. But unfortunately, some of us that were introduced to Bitcoin a couple of years ago, we were actually eating that money because we did not understand the technology and it was failing you. There was no available information of its potential and where it was going. Obviously, there was a lot of FUD on negativity, more especially by the state and also the big institution against it. So most people were very skeptical. So when it comes to gold, gold is got limited supply in its mined, and it's portable, heavy, and difficult. It's divisible, practical, and when it comes to Bitcoin versus gold, you know, there's a gentleman by the name of Peter Schiff. He believes so much in gold, but he discredits Bitcoin. But our argument is in the times of economic uncertainty and wars, you won't be able to travel with your gold overseas. You won't be able to travel with your gold and leave the borders of South Africa. You would even struggle to travel with gold even within the confines of South Africa. So that's where BTC, that is Bitcoin, comes in. So those of you that says they're in favor of the gold versus Bitcoin, we are not here to say that Bitcoin is the alpha of and omega of financial system. So is gold, so is stocks. But you need to position yourself on all the assets because you do not know what is coming beyond 2030. Okay. Types of cryptos and real world use cases. I think you must pay a lot of attention here. We have Bitcoin already, the first ever cryptocurrency to be created. It's called the mother of all cryptos. When we say Bitcoin, most people, when they say I invest in Bitcoin, they mean the entire cryptocurrency. Sometimes when we say crypto, we know that you're not referring to any specific coin. So most people that are laymen when it comes to crypto, when say Bitcoin, they mean the entire crypto system. But someone who's in crypto, when he says crypto, he means the entire ecosystem. But when he says Bitcoin, he refers to one specific coin, which is BTC. So, like I said, it's original, limited supply, store of value, and most widely held crypto asset across the board. And it's the one that I think the last time I checked, it was carrying around 40% of the entire crypto market capitalization. And then we have stable coins. When it comes to stable coins, they are pegged to the US dollar. South Africa is in the process of developing its own stable coins. I think it's called ZAR, something like that. And they are actually trying to replicate what is being done by the US because what they are preparing to do, they are going to introduce what we call digital local currencies in the form of central banks' digital currencies. Is going to be programmable because it's going to be hosted on the blockchain. But those stable coins are centralized coins. It's not decentralized coins. So which means they are owned by institutions that are linked to the mainstream economy and also governments. And then you've got smart contracts such as Ethereum, Solana, and Binance Coin. Binance Coin is a utility coin that is used within the ecosystem of Binance as a company. So they all run on the Ethereum blockchain. So blockchain that runs programs and automate agreements automatically. And then you have utility coins, platform specific. I already said that used within specific platforms to access features or pay transaction fees. Okay. What do we use Bitcoin for and why it is such a big deal and we're making a big fuss about it? One, cross-border remittances. Send money from the UK to South Africa in minutes for a fraction of a fee. No bank required. And you can do that on Sunday, 12 midnight. You can do it on Saturday. You can do it on public holiday because the crypto market does not sleep. It operates 24/7, 365. Unlike your banks, when you send money overseas, it has to go through what we call the SWIFT system, which is old and outdated. And through that, there's what we call TransUnion in South Africa. And then they will charge you probably 5 to 10% of your fees, depending on the amount and all those things. So you'll probably wait about 5 to 7 working days for money to clear on the other hand. So those are the disadvantages of using the conventional financial system, more especially on the current banking rails. Financial access for unbanked 1.4 billion adults have no bank account. A smartphone is all you need to access cryptocurrency. You don't have to, like you're opening an Absa bank account where you have put in money every month because if there's no money, they are going to close it. Blockchain-based systems, you can put money, you can open a wallet here, you can open an account with Ouinex and put in 200 Rand there. And if you decide to withdraw that money, no one is going to come back to you and say that your account is going to be closed because there's no money. There's no money. It will stay there forever up until you decide to close it, as an example. Then smart contracts and automation, automated agreements like for instance, insurance, lending, legal contracts, and no middleman. And then savings in hard currency. If you hold USDT, that is US dollar tether, instead of depreciating local currency like rand or dollar as an example, you protect purchasing power of your money without any bank. It is decentralized, what we call DeFi. When you say DeFi, we mean decentralized finance. So you earn interest, you borrow using code instead of a bank, available to anyone. There are countries already, even in the US, where you can get your mortgage through a decentralized finance, a blockchain-based mortgage, where you borrow against your cryptos and you pay a certain percentage instead of going the traditional route. So that's where the world is going. So you need to pay attention to that because the current financial system is in the process of transitioning to a digital economy. And once we say digital economy, they are going to be using blockchain based rails, more especially coins like XRP. If you pick up XRP, majority of the banks, including Standard Bank in South Africa, ABSA, I think also Capitec, they are using the ISO 20022 compliant banking rails, where they had to transition to with effect from the 22nd of October, no, November 2025. So if you are not involved in crypto right now, you've got a limited period because the institutional investors jumped on the crypto bandwagon, more especially from 2016 to 2017 to date. I would say 80% of Bitcoin holders are institutional investors as compared to retailers. Retail investors are going to price out of crypto in the next 4 years. So if you don't get involved now, you've got limited time. That is the reason why I'm saying that. I've seen this happening before. When I got involved in crypto 2016, 2017, what was popular then? It was Bitcoin mining. And then the big Chinese companies came on board around 2017, 2018. They priced out every retail investor. That's why most of us lost a lot of money. I lost about 7,500 US dollars just on those particular companies because they could not compete. So we call it in crypto such companies that cease to exist, and where individuals lose a lot of money, we call them rug pulls. So I've lost a lot of money because of that. So learn from that. In crypto, you don't have to, when you say trade, we don't mean that you have to be a technical trader that looks at charts, candles, and study candles and don't sit in front of your computer 24/7. No. When we're saying get involved in crypto, know the basics first, which means you know how to transfer your money to a local exchange like Ouinex. And then when your money is there, you convert it to your coin of your choice. And then you take that money, if you're holding long term, you can transfer it to your cold wallet or hot wallet for security so that you can hold it long term. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to swap it around and also, more especially when you're still learning. So that's what we are trying to emphasize. Anyone can get involved in crypto. If can operate a smartphone, anyone can get involved in crypto. Don't follow the hype. Learn to do it yourself. If they are not willing to show you how to do it yourself, you might run away. Maybe they are after your money. I don't know, I've received how many inboxes, people talking about I've invested 50K, I invested 40K in all those things. Now they're saying that I can see my money in my dashboard. That was 2 years ago. Now it's 78,000 US dollars, but I can't take it out. That's what it's called a butchering scam in cryptocurrency. You don't need to hand over your hard-earned cash to strangers. You can do it yourself. That's the reason why Ouinex is opening this opportunity for you. It's for you, everyday people, that you understand and that you don't get left behind. Moving right along. Okay, wallet and exchanges. How are we doing in terms of time? Okay, we're still at 20. I think I can actually cover this as well.
Yeah,
Wallet
no,
and
so far so good. So far so good. I think everyone is they're like up to speed, and we even gained more people since you were speaking Mwande. So very well done. I think I don't
awesome.
know. Let's continue. Yeah, let's continue.
Cool. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about wallets, exchanges, and how to buy crypto safely. You must pay a lot of attention. And I must say that you must continue to attend these webinars because you learn through repetitions. And we are going to get to a point where we are going to deal with one topic at a time. Once we gain momentum, we deal one topic. If it's say, okay, we're dealing with wallets today, and then we deal with exchanges, and then we open it up and it becomes more conversational. That's where we're going. We are going to gain a lot. And this information that you are getting here, you are getting for free. And thanks to Ouinex. No other exchanges is doing what they are doing in South Africa. I thought Robin was going to mention this. I think Ouinex, you are able to be given a dummy account, those that are at advanced level in terms of trading, where you can learn through a dummy account without using your own money. So those are the advantages. So opportunities are endless. But first, learn and remove the L, you will earn. All right. Wallet and exchanges, what is the difference? There is crypto wallets where your crypto lives. It's more like your bank account. Okay. There's what we call hot wallets. They are connected to the internet. Easy to use, but they are less secure because they are connected into the web. It's just like your bank account, your credit card is connected to the web. Whenever you need money, you have to connect to the internet. Same applies in crypto, even though your coins or your assets are hosted on the blockchain, but they are still, when you need to access them, you need to go into the web. And when to access the web, you need to have your own login details, passwords, and two-factor authentication as an example. And then we've got cold wallets. Offline hardware device, most secure, best for large amounts. If you're buying crypto, let's say about 100K, you want to keep it for longer and all those things. You don't want to stake, so you don't want to keep it in an exchange. You come to Ouinex, you transfer your money, and then you convert that into crypto of your choice, whether XRP or Solana, Litecoin, BTC, and then you transfer back those coins into your hard wallet and you keep it. But of course, when it comes to hard wallet, pay attention. The passwords that proves you own your crypto, never share it with anyone. It's called private keys. There's a cliche in crypto that says, not your keys, not your coins. So which means if you don't have keys for any coins, you don't own them. Just like, for instance, if you put money at the bank, that money is not, it's even though it's yours, but it's the property of the bank when it's at the bank, as an example. So let's talk about crypto exchanges. I think Robin did justice when he did explain what an exchange does, but it's where you buy and sell crypto. So you have a bank account, you've got your rents and all those things. Just like if you take a flight to Zimbabwe or United Arab Emirates, when you get there, you need to go to a local bank and you look for an exchange. So you're going to exchange your rents into the local currency. So an exchange in crypto, it's basically where you take your local currency rents and you go in and exchange it to a blockchain-based digital assets, any type of coin, as an example. And then there are centralized exchanges run by a company example, Ouinex, Val, Luno, Binance, Alcon Trader in South Africa as an example. And then we've got what we call decentralized exchanges. And no company controls them. Code runs automatically, but it is more complex. I would recommend that you learn about decentralized exchanges, at least when you have probably 18 months in crypto, and then you can actually start learning about DEX. We call centralized exchanges as SEX, and then the other one DEX. And then, of course, Robin did actually highlight this one. I've just got another inbox by another lady here. She's also complaining about the similar butchering scam. But people, they gladly hand over their hard-earned cash to some strangers online, promising them with big returns. Ladies and gentlemen, anything that is called investment, nothing is guaranteed. Even when you put money in your bank, nothing is guaranteed. And those of you that got pensions, retirement annuity, provident fund, even that as well, it's not guaranteed because it depends on the performance of the market. I've become shocked when I see people that actually led online scam by online scammers saying that you are going to, if you put in 50,000, we can actually grow it to about 30% or 40% in the next 6 months or 3 months. There's no such a thing. Yes, it can happen, more especially in cryptocurrency, but it happens to those who have the knowledge and education. You must get educated first. And obviously, crypto has moved beyond hype. It's all about structure and positioning. So always use a regulated and verified exchange, my friends. Please, please, please. All right. And then how to buy crypto safely, step by step. One, you choose a regulated exchange, you register and verify it, and then check if it's FSA compliant. And tonight, Ouinex also VAR and Luno. Robin already covered this. He showed you that the compliance status right at the bottom. You saw that. And then you complete a process which is called KYC, which is Know Your Customer. In simple terms, is what we call in South Africa RICA. You RICA yourself, where you upload your ID, your proof of address. It's required by the law, and it also protects you. We should know who you are. And obviously, centralized exchanges, they have to be in compliance in what we call anti-money laundering laws. And then you deposit your funds, you transfer your funds via EFT or instant payment, and most exchanges confirm via minutes. Other exchanges, you will have to probably open in another exchange and convert your money and put it in your wallet. And then when it's your hot wallet, and then you send it into an exchange, right? And then you buy your crypto. You start with Bitcoin, which is the mother of all cryptos, Ethereum, and then use the buy function, begin with small amounts so that you can, so that amounts that you can afford to lose, basically. So what you can do then, once you buy those, and then you send them back, test and send it back to your wallet, your hot wallet. And then when it's your hot wallet, if you already bought a cold wallet, and then you can send it to your cold wallet. And then so once you're comfortable with that, and then you send it back to an exchange as well, as an example. So that's how you learn. And then you secure your assets. That's very important. For long-term holding, move your crypto to your own wallet, keep private keys safe and offline. There are a lot of developments in terms of the hold wallet space now. There's what we call Tangem wallet. I love Tangem. I use Tangem wallet as there's Tracer, Nano, whatever Tracer, etc., etc. There's many of them, but I personally I prefer Tangem. It's much more user friendly, and that in case I die, my wife and my kids will have access to that without me. Like if you have only you're the only one that have access to those private keys, as an example. All right, moving right along. Risk management, you must pay a lot of attention here. We've got about 10 minutes. Okay. This is non-negotiable, like ladies and gentlemen. Only invest what you can afford to lose. Don't go and take your. There's a gentleman that wanted to take, I think, 100K. I think he inboxed me on TikTok saying that he wants to take 100K and buy crypto. And I advised him, I said, don't do that. Don't do that. Nothing is guaranteed. You are going to cry. You are going to cry. Don't ever do that. Take money that you can afford to lose. And obviously, you start small. You have no business in investing something that you don't understand. No, ladies and gentlemen. Always invest on something at least to understand the basics, right? And then use regulated exchanges like, for instance, Ouinex, VAR, Luno. They must be FSA registered. Unregulated platforms carry high fraud risk. Also diversify. Like I said, cryptocurrency, stocks, forex, it's not the alpha and omega of financial markets or economy. What you need to do, you must diversify. I seated here, I'm a crypto aficionado. I've been in crypto since 2016, 2017. I believe so much in crypto, but I can't put all my eggs into in one basket. I can't do that. That's not being wise, as an example. Put money in crypto, put money in stocks, put money in South African retail bonds, as an example. All right. Never invest based on hype or FOMO, that is fear of missing out. Remember those that were around during COVID, the buzzword was NFTs in crypto. And people, even celebrities and influencers, the so-called influencers, lost a lot of money because of that hype. If everyone is on social media is talking about a coin, that's often the worst time to buy. If someone is hyping a certain coin on social media, you are already late, as an example, right? Four, do not share your private keys ever. Not your keys, not your coins. No legitimate exchange, support team, or person will ever ask for your private keys. No one at Ouinex will ask you for your private keys to your private wallet. No one will do that. And beware of guaranteed returns and promises, more especially in cryptocurrencies, forex, and futures. There are no guarantees. Maybe if you go and invest in South African retail bonds, there might be some sort of a guarantee because they are very minimal risk, as an example. Because guaranteed returns in crypto do not exist. Any offer promising it's a scam, So always run away, more especially if they want to take your hard-earned cash, ladies and gentlemen, and say they're gonna do it on your behalf. That's red flag number one. Run. I have a friend of mine. She knew that I'm in crypto. I think that was around 2020, 2019. We've been friends on Facebook and all that. And then he inboxed me at the later stage. He always knew that I'm in crypto. And they told me that he was inboxed by a guy. And then he promised him that you could actually 30x, 50x his funds within the short period of time. And he have never met this person. He has never like physically or going to the extent of even calling that person. I mean, like via a video call or a Zoom call. And he gladly handed over his 250,000 rand to that particular individual. So I do not know what's going on. Ladies and gentlemen, be careful. People out there that are out to get your money, first get educated. And thanks to Ouinex because it's giving you that opportunity for free. All right, moving right along. Okay, before we go to the Q&A, we're almost done. Let's talk about briefly about Ouinex, just to rehash and emphasize what Robin has spoken about, more especially those of you that might have joined late. Okay, why Ouinex? Right, Ouinex. It is an exchange that has its origin from France. That number one. It's utilizing what we call a no-clop execution model, which means unique technology for fairer pricing and no traditional order books, better execution for all traders, which basically means that they are not unlike other exchanges where they monopolize the markets to basically benefit them. It's more like a centralized, decentralized type of platform. It has been given out to ordinary people to come and compete for rewards, whether you are staking your coins, whether you are going to trade in derivatives, forex, you're going to buy gold as an example. And it is one of a kind because I think it's the first one here in Africa to one platform where you can trade both in crypto and also stock market, forex, and buy even precious metals like gold and silver, right? And what I love about them, it is an education hub because the availability of what we call the social five, where you basically go and compete. That's how you learn and do those are repetitive tasks and all those, and that's how you learn. I already said that you are also given an opportunity. Those of you that intermediate, they have a bit of background in terms of professional trading, where you can get a dummy account, and then instead of using your own money, you can actually practice to trade using that rather than using your own money, which is something that it's unheard of, more especially in the African space. Of course, it is regulated and compliant, committed to operating within regulatory frameworks to protect you as a consumer, so to say. So we're gonna go back to Q&A, but before we do that, I want to just give an overview of why crypto, why it is important for you as an ordinary South African, as an everyday individual somewhere in Eastern Cape, Western Cape, KZN, Limpopo, why you should get involved in cryptocurrency now. Those of you that are in social media, you might have seen that South African government is going under what we call a digital transformation, where they are transitioning us to what we call from green barcoded IDs to smart IDs. From smart IDs from 2027, 2028, they are going to introduce digital IDs. On the same breath, the Department of Transport is working on a pilot project of e-driver's license as well. Home Affairs, on the other end, is going to introduce e-passport. So all that is going to be your passport, your ID, your bank card is going to be here. And remember, I mentioned CBDC, central banks digital currency. They are going to introduce what we call social credit score. They will be able to control your money without you knowing. Should you do anything that government does not like they do in China, they will be able to liquidate you and take your money because you are not in compliance. They have started with, I think it's called OTA, the Department of Transport. They wanted to introduce something called OTA, where it's a demerit system. If you drive in a certain way, you lose a lot of points up until you hand over your driver's license. Even in financial terms, they're going to introduce that, and it's likely to have happen beyond 2030. Institutional investors behind the scenes, they are staking on cryptocurrencies. They are buying cryptocurrency in droves. In fact, the rates that you see in the market now, it's due to market manipulation by institutional investors. If you as an individual, you don't position yourself at least total percent of, I mean, 5% of your portfolio to 10%, put it in cryptocurrency, because it's going to be hard to be profitable in crypto if you are a retail investor beyond 2030 because of what is coming. They are taking over everything. They've hijacked Bitcoin in 2017. They also have monopolized XRP and all that. But they'll put the window for you and me is the fact that you are able to go to any exchange and buy those coins, and then you can hold them for longer. More especially those coins that are referred to as decentralized assets. They are going to be your ultimate saver in the world where we are going. So you need to be very careful. I'm very much disappointed in South African Reserve Bank's governor, I think Lesesha Kganyago, when he was asked, but I think it was last year in Davos, that now that I think the central banks, most especially the US central banks, were talking about strategic Bitcoin strategic reserves. And he was asked why South Africa is not positioning itself. He said, there's no need. What about beef reserves and all those things? But while other countries, they are positioning themselves, and we as Africa, we are always the last one to catch on any technology. So this is your opportunity. Your opportunity is right now. Get involved in cryptocurrencies and never hand over your hard-earned cash to strangers. First, learn and remove the L, and you will earn. Thank you very much. We're here for your questions now.
Brilliant. Thank
Do
you
we,
so much for that well presented presentation, Mawande. We do have some questions in the chat box. I'll just highlight a few of them. Maybe you wanna jump on a few. We had Terry Tulare that asked, is 10,000 Rand a good amount to start to invest in crypto? I think maybe if you can dive in as to how does one start, how much does one start with? Um, Sure, like if they have to start with anything, like we mentioned before, we do have social fi that you can sure like connect or collect some specifically next points. But let's say someone doesn't want to do the toss, they just want to invest in crypto, they want to see if you can do that question for us. Yeah.
thank you very much, Robin. Yes, it is a good amount, most especially for, I guess when you say invest, when you say invest, I don't want to say invest. I want to say save, because you are going to take your that 10,000 rand and convert it into specific coins of your choice within the crypto ecosystem. For instance, you might take that 10,000 rand, maybe divide into three or two, maybe buy probably 50% or 40% or 30% Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Litecoin, maybe Monero, etc., etc. So it is enough, more especially if you are looking long term. When you're putting that 10,000 rand, have long term, anything between 12, 18 months, the minimum threshold, if you are really want to invest in crypto, put money probably that you are going to like look probably after 3 to 4 years. Why am I saying that? It's because majority of the so-called influencers online, they are hyping the price of these coins. But only you, if you can just buy, convert your rent into your coins of your choice, and then you wait. I made an example when it started here. I said there are individuals that invested in crypto around 2013, and they were just holding up until they decided to liquidate around 2020, and they made a lot of money. Don't be hyped with the so-called trading and then no, Bitcoin is tanking now. Now let's go and buy XRP. Let's go and buy meme coins. That's where you lose. Anything that goes down in crypto, it's certainly going to go up. More especially when you invest in Bitcoin or buy Bitcoin. Bitcoin, you need to have a long-term horizon in terms of how you are going to hold. Yes, 10,000 Rand, it is a good amount, more especially if you are someone that is going to be holding and use that 10,000 Rand to understand the market before you make your next move.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that question. For that answer, sorry. We have one interesting question that says, how do we convert to cold wallet?
Convert to cold wallet. Okay. First and foremost, I normally say to people, before you even go to a cold wallet, first be comfortable in transacting in an exchange where you are able to link your bank account into an exchange like Ouinex. You convert your rands into your coins of your choice. And then you take some that you are intending to hold long term and back to a hot wallet, for instance, like Oxodus wallet or MetaMask, as an example. Those are hot wallets. Be comfortable with hot wallets first and also exchanges. And once you are comfortable to move your money around, you know that when you send BTC to your wallet, as an example, each coin has its own different blockchain that you need to use, and in each coin has its own address that you need to use. And once you're comfortable with those things, then you can think about cold wallet. Not at this point in time, because there's high level security protocols that you need to be familiar with before you get involved, right? So I would never recommend anyone to start, like if you are new in crypto, and think about cold wallets. Maybe after 12 months, then you can think about cold wallets and all that. So you can maybe buy crypto in an exchange and then put, if you're holding long term, put it in a hot wallet, not in a cold wallet, as an example. There's a question here by Sian Zman. I'm not so sure if I understand. It says, since crypto is not owned by or backed by any government or major banks, what motivates? Because lately I picked up that when Mr. T speaks, the markets, or Mr. Trump or speaks, the market is volatile. To answer your question, crypto is backed by the technology behind it, which is blockchain. Even the very same local currencies, your rand and your dollars, they are not backed by anything. They are backed by government trust and trust of the institution. And what they no longer backed by gold, which is precious metals, which is real money. The reason why crypto is so volatile, it's the most liquid market in history, because should there be any market uncertainty, as an example, the first victim, it's crypto, it's going to follow by stocks market, where people need really hard cash. During times of uncertainty, most people, they liquidate in their investment. They can't do that on gold because gold is not liquid. They can't do that on property because property is not liquid. They can't do that in terms of your what you call your provident funds and your retirement and retirement plans and your pensions, because those are their locked contracts for a lifetime, as an example. Therefore, they are not liquid. Crypto is the most liquid asset. That's the reason why when during times of economic uncertainty, the first asset to really tank very hard, because institutional investors, they liquidate to fund other priority areas in their businesses. They use Bitcoin. That's the reason why it goes up and down. I normally say in the social media space, Bitcoin or crypto is highly volatile and speculative market. Hence, you must always exercise caution before you get involved. Like I said, you get involved in crypto, make sure that you buy those coins, you wait. You don't care whether it goes down, because you have that, you've told yourself that I will only be able to react after 3 years or 4 years on my investment, as an example, just to save yourself a lot of stress. Okay, can you recommend a wallet? You mentioned Tangem, or what are the other wallets? Remember, Tangem, it's a cold wallet. So if you're feeling new in crypto, then I would not really encourage you to get into cold wallets yet because there's high level of security that is involved because you might end up losing or compromising your private keys as an example. Does your Ouinex platform allow you to top up your wallet monthly? It's your wallet. It's not Ouinex. It's not Ouinex wallet. It's your money. You do whatever that you please, unless of course you decided to stake some of the Wix, the utility coin within Ouinex. Then it's gonna be locked up maybe for 90 days and then 6 months, etc. If it's just you're buying your coins in an exchange, it's your money. You decide whether you top up at what point in time. Okay, let me just look for other questions. Oceans, well said. I was hyped by this bull run and entered around 100K, lost a bit, but now I'm waiting to buy perfect setup. Awesome, that's way to go. Beef reserves, our people will only be buying paper. Okay, what's the difference between keys and digital addresses? Keys is basically, I think, a 12, 12 to 24 phrase code that you use to access your wallet. It could also be digital, right? So when you talk of addresses, there's wallet addresses, there's different wallet addresses. So if you are going to be sending me XRP, I'm not gonna send you, I'm not gonna give you my Bitcoin wallet address. I'm gonna give you an XRP wallet address as an example. So addresses, there are different wallet addresses for each particular coin. When it comes to keys or private keys, those are 12 to 24 phrase private codes that is created automatically or you do it by yourself when you're opening a cold wallet, as an example. I hope that makes sense. I think there's another question. Is it the best time to buy BTC since it's currently in the monthly demand using technical analysis? It's always a good buy, a good time to buy, more especially if you are going to hold longer. But obviously, if you are planning to make probably quick gains, 6 months, 12 months, it's not the right time to buy. I believe that Bitcoin has not really bottomed yet. It might, in my opinion, I might be wrong. I think it might go up even beyond 50 to even 40K because the market is heavily manipulated by the institutional investors that jumped on the crypto bandwagon around 2019, 2020. So retail investors no longer have control of the market now. It has been taken over by institutional investors, to answer your question. Buy and hold for long term. You'll be okay. It will save you a lot of stress. Do you have another questions? Just by a show of did we run that poll, Robin? I'm not so sure if you're still here.
Yes. We're on that poll. 25 out of 26 said they're beginners.
Okay.
One person said they are the intermediate, and the poll is still running. The poll is still running, so anyone that wants to, I think there's one or two that hasn't voted yet. But if you guys do want to vote on that poll, yeah, please let us know so that we can best know how to direct these webinars and then
Yes.
also which
Yes.
topics to cover and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Please do that, guys. And if you have not opened any local exchange, start with this one. At least it's giving you free education, and you have weekly access to real people if you have any questions and hurdles in terms of how you go about transacting, as an example. Remember, you can start investing or savings in crypto as little as 100 Rand or 200 Rand. You don't have to have 10,000 or 100,000 or 1 million. So please do that. Get Ouinex exchange link and start registering, do the recap process and all those things. And then you're stuck, you can inbox us or on our socials on Ouinex, you can inbox me. We'll directly in terms of how to get started the tech side of things. It's very easy, guys. You just have to apply your mind. It's very, very easy. If you can actually do that in your bank account, you can also do it in crypto. Obviously, the protocols are different. Oh, Enrico, you are here as well. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. Awesome. I hope you're going to open a Ouinex account, Enrico, if you have not started already. Do you have any other questions? I can't really see hands. If I want to move from Luno to Ouinex, how do you do that? So when you say move, you want to move your assets, basically. Is that what you're asking? Awesome. Awesome, Enrico. Enrico says it's already registered. Or you want to move your assets. Okay. So you remember you have to first open a Ouinex account and you KYC or RICA. Once that is done, you identify your digital assets that are in Luno. If they are in Bitcoin, you go to your Ouinex exchange account and you actually take your Bitcoin receiving address there, and then you send it on the other hand from Luno to Ouinex. Same method for XRP, Litecoin, Monero, and any other coin, as an example. It's easier like that. It's easier like that. If remember, when you are transferring your digital assets, if you want to transfer Bitcoin, let's say out of probably 4 or 6 coins that you're holding at in Luno, and if 60% of that it's Bitcoin, please don't liquidate all that into a cheaper coin in terms of fees like XRP, or it could be Litecoin, and then liquidate that into white coin, liquidate that into one coin, and then so that you can save in terms of fees, liquidate all your digital assets into one cheaper coins in terms of transaction fees, and then you send it through to Ouinex once it gets there, and then you can convert it back to the coins of your choice, as an example, instead of individually sending as different coins, because it's gonna chow you in terms of the fees, as an example. Awesome, awesome, Ramokhomo. XRP ETF. No, no, exchange trade future. I doubt. Do you perhaps know? I doubt though. I think it's only available on these big American exchanges. It's not even available in this like. Uh, I doubt. I seriously doubt. I think it's certain one.
No, the ETFs are not available. Are
Yeah,
not
they're not
available at the
available.
moment.
Yeah, they're failing you. They're failing you, and highly volatile. By the way, I'd rather buy the real coin by yourself. Rather buy the viral coin. Of course, unless if you buy volume as a group, then you can go for an ETF. Thank you so much, Mr. Nelson. Thank you so much. Hopefully, we are going to see you. Remember, these sessions, guys, are educational. Like we're going to run them weekly. We can run them weekly for an hour. And today we're a bit like information overload because it's our first one. It's gonna be much more focused now, focusing on a specific topic. If we're talking about exchanges, we focus on that for an hour. We do a Q&A, we close, we move. Because it's all about education. Education, you don't rush yourself. All right. I think I've exhausted most of the questions, Robin.
Perfect.
Is it?
Yes, yes, yes. I think there was the one new one. Okay, perfect. I think that is about it. Let's stop here. Otherwise, we're not gonna stop at this point.
Yeah.
Um, sure. Like, just thank you, Mawande, for taking your time and also your knowledge. Yeah, like we spoke before the webinar this afternoon. The value that we are trying to bring is not to sell anyone something or say invest
Of
in this
course.
or do
Yeah.
this or
Of
do that.
course.
The value that we want to bring, like I said at the start of this webinar, is the information, firstly, and secondly, the access. You know what I mean? Because these are the
Yes,
two things that once you have these two things, the world is your oyster, you know, for anyone.
of
It's
course.
if you have the access and if you have the information. So that's literally what we are trying to bring out and also give to to you guys. Like I said, the information I would set out in this presentation, this is not available on the internet like this. You know what I mean? With all social, like not to badmouth, I don't want to do this, but with various other crypto exchanges, they don't do this type of thing where they have weekly webinars and sit down with you, have this type of Q&A, things like this, you know what I mean? So we really try to just bring the value to you as the user, and also to have this in a weekly session. So if you guys have not, Google Ouinex, sign up, and then keep your eye on your emails, because we will have this scheduled as well. Of course, you guys came through somewhere. Right, you guys came through either social media, you guys came through either the website, you guys came through an ad, you guys came through this. Wherever you guys came through, I do appreciate you guys for signing up, for also taking the time out to be here, and also to set this time apart for this webinar as well. So I do thank each and every one of you, and also for staying till the end. You know, it was a bit of a long one, but like we said, we will have focus sessions of strictly an hour, and then we move from there every week. So keep an eye on your emails as well for the next webinar, and then we do have another webinar tomorrow as well, but that's more focused on forex, right, and not crypto, and also the trading functionality on Ouinex as well. So if you guys do want to attend, yes, pop over to our website, register for the webinar, and then you guys are welcome to attend that one as well. But for the one with sure, like Sound Money Coaching, we will have this on a weekly basis, so that this benefits you guys as well. So that is literally it from me. Any other questions can be directed to our social media, to Sound Money social media, actually also. And I think it might be a very good idea that we start a community
I
with
agree.
this.
I
That
agree.
we start a community with this, so that we can continue the learning journey even without the webinars.
Yeah,
I think that will be a brilliant idea. Yeah, let's set that one up, and then we will invite you guys to that platform as well.
yeah.
Awesome. Thank you
Thank you
so
very
much,
much,
guys.
guys. Thank you very much. We have come to an end. Innocent, please, if you just if you are on social media, it's you can just probably inbox Winx or inbox me any. It's up to you, and then we'll take it from there. Thank you,
Awesome.
Mzakolo. Thank you, Mtula. Thank you, Mr. Masoka, Ebichera, Stella, Enrico. Thank you so much, my brother. Ayanda, Skumbuzo. Thank you so much. Thank you, Nelson. Thank you, Mzur. Gianna. Thank you, Kenneth. Tina Shaka. Thank you. Thank you, Kahiso.
Awesome. Thank you,
Can I
guys.
stop? Can I stop recording?
Yes,
Yeah.
as a last exercise, I do this at the end of all of my webinars, just to have a good feeling. Can you guys spam the comment box with numbers 888, right? Just for 1 minute, and then we can all leave. I will close the webinar once we have just spammed 888 there, and then I
Yeah.
will close this webinar. Once we spam it, that will be lovely. If you guys can just spam that with 888, um,
888. Yeah.
spam that with 888, and then we will close our webinar. Thank you so much, guys. I do appreciate your time tonight. Okay, awesome. Thank you, guys, and good night.
Thank you.